Today I'm going to be talking about how to replace the gas pedal in my 2001 Mercedes SLK 230. The problem I'm having is that I'll step on the gas to get going to merge into traffic and just nothing happens, and so the engine just sits there until about 2 or 3 seconds later it realizes that the gas pedal is down, and then the engine just comes to life and just books out of there. And so it's kind of dangerous. And so my research has led me to believe the throttle position sensor is damaged or malfunctioning, and so evidently these model cars have the throttle position sensor or the pedal position sensor. There's some debate about, in my mind, about whether those two things are separate or whether they're the same thing, and so that the sensor is actually in the gas pedal itself, and so to replace that you need to replace the gas pedal. So this video is about how to do that. It's not very hard, you just need a couple tools and about 15 minutes. Okay, so first step in replacing this the gas pedal, or at least getting it off, is to get this little plug. That's the mounting screw for the gas pedal, is to get this little plug off. And I'm just using a little screwdriver to pry under there a little bit and get it to come up. I think this is the only mounting screw for this gas pedal, so see if I can pry it off now. Yeah, so okay, and then it looks like there's a little 10mm bolt. It helps if I get the wrench to turn the right way. Like it came out. It's kind of in a recess there, and so I don't know if I can't get it with my finger, but if I can get this little socket to reach, might be able to get it the rest of the way off. And I think it's off, although I can't get the washer off. I can't get the screw. Oh, there it came. So I'm hoping I can just pull this up. Although I'm seeing something else up here. So let's see if we can just lift this up. Oh, actually I see. No, it looks like it's caught on the camera here somewhere, or caught on the carpet, it looks like. You know it's got to come up, because this screw, there's a stud there, and so this thing has to come up in order to get off that stud. And so I suppose I could get a little plastic pry bar and see if I can pop something loose. I don't see any. I have the replacement part here. So I see this screw here, and there's no other things that look like it hook in, except for this pin, or this looks like this post goes through a hole in the back somewhere. And then there's this little hook here. So that's all I see, although I do see a little hole here. I suppose that theoretically could be a screw hole that I should watch out for. I may try and pull the carpet up a little bit, and just before I start prying on stuff, see if I can do something. Actually, there's a connector here. So that may be something to watch out for too. I may need to go under, that would be under here. And so let me see if I can pull that off. I'm not sure how to get to that connector. Actually, I can see, I've heard someone mention, I don't know if you can see, there's a little washer inside there. And when I pull this up, I can kind of see the washer catching. And so I'm gonna go find a magnet or something to see if I can pull that washer out of there. I've got a little mirror magnet thing here, and so you just get these at any hardware parts or auto parts store. I think that might be small enough to get in there. Just kind of wiggle it. Oh, there it came out. That wasn't too bad. I've seen another video where a guy spent quite a while trying to get that out, so I was a little worried there. So let's see if that, yep, that allows it to pivot out better. And so that, I feel a little connector there. Or no. Oh, there's something. Yeah, there's something plugged in. So let's see if I can pull that down. That is there. Wondering if this little plastic cover, if I took that off, that might actually let me access the connector up there. So we'll go do that. Okay. Screwdriver, it looks like it's just a Phillips. Got to be careful with these not to strip the heads. It's there. Looks like there's another screw. Ooh. Sorry, camera shake. There's another screw over here on the other opposite side. Let's see. Oops. Don't lose those screws. I do see over here there's like a little hook in this plastic cover. I'm guessing that, yep, that needs to come out there. So that looks like that might be coming down. I'll set that aside and see if we can see anything under our gas throttle pedal. It does look like it's that little pin. I don't know if you can see that little pin that was on the back of the gas pedal is plugging in to this metal bracket right here. That's gray on mine. So I think we can just pull this out if we get this plastic. There it goes. Oops. All right, so we can see there's a little connector right here. And I'm going to look for the little latch that tells me how to, oh, there's two connectors. So there's one here. That looks like we can, let me get this camera here. Trying to think where, I don't know, see a little latch to pull it off, but I'm gonna pull this wire there and see if I can just pop it out. Nope. It must have a little latch that you press to unlatch it or something. I don't see it. I'm gonna go get a flashlight and take a look here. All right, so okay, so I figured out this little connector in the back here, you just pull out. You just got to grab a hold of it really hard and just pull it straight out. It doesn't require any special latches or anything. This one, it looks very similar. Let's see if I can. This one up here looks very similar, and so we'll see if we can just pop it out. Actually, I see. Yep, I see little. There's a couple latches on this one. So if you squeeze right near the top here, and on the opposite side, you can see the little latches moving. So then that pops right off. So there's the gas pedal. It's out. So there's the two. Here's the old gas pedal, new gas pedal. There is, evidently, it looks like there's a throttle position sensor. Either, well, there's obviously two sensors here. There's this one for this connector up here, and then there's this connection down in the bottom. And there's evidently a pedal sensor and a throttle position sensor. And I'm wondering if this sensor down here is related to this. And when you got the throttle all the way down, that must do some kind of transmission kick down setting to go to a higher gear or lower gear or whatever they call it. So I'm guessing that's what that is. I do not see a throttle position sensor on the throttle body unless it's inside the throttle body, and I can show you what I've got here. The engine covers off. I'm assuming this is the throttle body. I'm 99.99% sure that that's the throttle body. The only connector or electrical connector I can see is this one here, and it's got, is this one here, and it's got a yellow, a blue, a black, a white, and it looks like it might be a gray or some other kind of color wire on there. And so I don't see any other electrical connection except for maybe this one, but I know that's not the throttle body. I know that's not a throttle position sensor because it's not in the throttle body, it's in the intake runner. And I don't see anything else even remotely looking like a throttle position sensor. So I am sort of confident that the throttle position sensor is in the gas pedal itself. All right, so my new throttle, or new gas pedal, throttle pedal, whatever you call it, it comes with, I don't know why it comes with this pin disengaged, but I'm assuming we get this down in, looks like I have to pull this pin out. Get that in there, and then wind up there, so that makes sense, yep. And then, obviously, you need to connect the electrical connector back. Hopefully that's the right orientation. It's like flat. Let's see here. Obviously it only goes one way, so that's good. Put that in there. And then we gotta get this other connection back in. And that just snaps right in. This is not gonna be very hard. So then you wanna make sure to get the wire back in this little hook here that's there. And I think that's about it. Is amazingly simple. And so what I'm going to have to do, what you need to do is to get that pin that's on the end of the gas pedal up into this little hole here, and I think that's what holds it in place. So that goes there, and then my, sorry, it's really crowded in here. And then get the little get the little stud under your mounting hole there. Take your washer, put that down in there, and the nut. This is a 10mm socket. I'm going to see if I can get it on there without dropping it weird. I always start the bolts by hand just to make sure I don't cross thread anything. And it's just easier than getting a wrench or a socket wrench in there. So there's there. Actually, I don't need the extension for this. Surprisingly easy. Figuring out how to remove it was kind of the hardest part, and whether the connectors were latching type or not. So I think that was the hardest part. Oh, and we have to get this plastic cover back on. So I may, well, I don't know. I suppose if I want to test it and make sure that was the problem, or make sure that it actually works before I put this cover back on. But I suppose that's easy enough to do. Just put the key in and see if it starts. I suppose if I can, and I suppose if the gas pedal responds when I step on it, that's probably good enough. Yeah, so that sounds like that works. Alright, so I'll button up this cover. Maybe I'll video that too, since it's probably not so easy. But let me turn the car off. Alright, so get our cover back. Let's see if I can figure out the best way to do this. It is the way it went, right? Yeah, because this roundy part went under the steering wheel. Yep. It's really hard to know. I don't know if you can notice, but this up here is kind of tricky to get it in the right spot. It looks like it was trying to catch in another structure or something that was up there, and so it was kind of catching a little bit. Although, this is going to be tricky. I don't know if you can see, but this camera thing, this little latch, you get the flashlight to get some light in there. This little area, this little tab on the cover needs to go behind that little lip on the gas pedal. So that's, I think, what just pulled me up a little bit. Let's see if we can get it. See if we can manipulate it back there without taking the gas pedal off. These covers always seem to be the hardest part to get back on. Let's see. So close. Nope. Had it. Too far. There we go. Now it's caught on something else. I don't think that plan was very good. There it goes. Okay. Man, that was tough. Let's see if this... There we go. Well, I don't know if that goes... Well, maybe it does. We'll see. I think we got to get this tab over here back in the little... You can see it back in the, on this little latched hook on this side piece. So that's there. And obviously this little tab here goes into a slot that's there. Okay, and then I've got my tab up here that's well, you can't really see it. There it goes. The cover is kind of behind this little tab on the gas pedal. So I think that's where it was. So we'll get the two screws in, and we might be ready for a test drive. Let's see. Oops. Getting these screws to line up, that's gonna be really hard. See if we can just get lucky by finding the right hole. All right, I'm gonna have to move the camera and then get my face under there and see what hole alignment there is. And so I'm gonna turn the camera off here, but you get the idea. It's that screw and that other screw that were in there. So those have to go back in. So we'll see how hard or easy this is. Okay, I was able to, once I got my head under there and my back almost thrown out, I was able to get this screw lined up with the threaded or the nut part on the back. So that one's tight. Let's see if we can do the other one without getting into the monkey position. Looks like I got lucky. There it goes. All right. Oh, and I guess don't forget the cap. Cap that goes back on the bolt cover here. And there we go. And there we are done. So I guess it's time to go for a test drive. Okay, so the whole problem that I was having was I could step on the gas pedal in this car and it would do nothing. I mean, I could floor it and it would do nothing. And so, except for 2 or 3 seconds later, it's like it would finally realize that, oh, someone stepped on the gas pedal, and then the engine would just go screaming fast. And so that was dangerous trying to get into traffic. And so supposedly the throttle position sensor is a common problem that causes that. And so we're going to go give it a test drive here just to see if it's any different. Okay, so we'll do kind of a test here. I'm just gonna step on the gas as hard as I can right when I get off the brake and see what happens. That's pretty instantaneous, and I can see where that other little sensor that was hit when you press the gas pedal all the way to the floor, that's definitely a transmission signal to say, hey, drop into a different gear. So the feeling of this pedal is way different, and so I suspect that my problem is solved, but I'll have to watch it over the next week or so, because it responds just fine when I touch the gas and the engine responds like it should. So I think we're in a good shape.